So what's up, man? What's up,
What up,
Russ?
nigga?
We got Russ in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You already
Bitch
know
ass
what's going on.
nigga.
Ah, see, he already started with the bullshit. Sorry, guys, and people that are just not tuning in. Yo, we had to wait on the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Russell Simmons is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Hollis Queens is in the building.
Hollis Queens.
Hollis
My
Queens,
nigga,
man.
you know that, though,
Yeah,
right?
man, dude, I've seen you on so many. Even before I started working here, I seen you at so many specials. So I know the story, man. I know everything. I saw the picture of Russell when before he became a vegan and everything, and when he was just out in the streets. Russell looked older then than he does right now.
35 years ago, I was twisted. I smoked a lot of water, though, all the way up until I stopped getting high. But it's been so long I've been sober. Except for during the holidays. I mean, I spent 30 years sober.
30 years
I'll be
sober?
60. I got sober at 30. But I smoked so much water, dust, and cocaine. Learned to freebase a lot of that shit. And heroin, we sniff it, but then also you learn to smoke that.
Okay.
Because you smoke it on aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Why do we go into that?
Well, here's the thing, man.
Back in the day,
I wouldn't do all of that because it's just way too many accessories. You got way too much shit to do with all of that. Like, you got to carry around a lot of shit to do all of that.
No. A little aluminum foil, you can smoke heroin. And as far as freebasing was, then they made crack, so it was easy just putting it both. Yeah. So.
Okay, cool. Well, look, man, we got you on the show because we wanted to talk about a couple things. Mainly, like, what's the line between taking advantage of opportunities and selling out in hip hop? And really quickly, ladies and gentlemen,
say in hip hop, in everything.
Well, in everything. We started a little late because Russell was making another $1 billion deal. So make sure you're tagging people, tuning in. I'm your boy Tahir Moore. My co-host Zoli G's in the building.
Hello.
I'm happy you're in the building.
Thank you.
You look like my nephew.
I do?
Yeah, I got a nephew.
Okay.
Or godson, I'm sorry.
Look at this.
On the cover. Check it out. Show the people. Show the people.
Check out Zoli
Bam.
on the cover of this lookbook for Nike. You know what I mean? Bam. Out here, man. Hey, we got people out here making moves and shit. That shit ain't nothing for debate, fam out. So, Russ, what's the line, man? How do you keep it professional and still keep it real without...
Let me tell you something. The most important thing you got to remember, all of us has to remember, is work from the heart out. You know, they can't really give you nothing or pay you nothing. There's no payment for your what you give to the world cannot give you back real payment except happiness. So you got to give the world happiness and things that you love, so they can give you back things that you love. You got to give what you want to receive. And when you sell out or give things that you don't like or promote things that you don't believe in, then that's what you I guess refer to sellout, right?
No, not necessarily. To me, selling out in the
let me get a definition in, so we can't answer.
Well, okay, so my definition would be like somebody, and I'm just gonna throw a couple names out. You ain't gotta agree with it, but this is shit that ain't up for debate for me. Like somebody like Ice-T, who rapped about all of that gangster shit back in the early '90s and shit, and now he plays a cop on New York.
Ice-T will smack the shit out of you right now.
I know. I don't doubt
you
that.
Know that.
I'm
but
just
more
saying,
than that,
like,
listen,
would that
he
be
evolved.
selling out?
No, because people evolve. You know what I mean? He's still against police brutality, but he probably has a friendly eye for some police. You know what I mean? There's certain roles that, you know, you evolve and you change and you choose things that inspire you at the moment. You ain't got to be, you know, if a man at 50 to act like a man at 20 is a fucking idiot. There's a lot of them out there. They doing the same shit over and over again. But you learn as you grow. You know, you evolve and you move towards hopefully a better place, you know. And so some niggas get dumber and some people, as with common sense, would have you get smarter. So Ice-T playing a cop, he was a good cop on TV. I don't know if he's a good cop. I didn't watch the show much, but he's not a bad cop.
He's a good cop.
Okay, he's a good cop. So what?
Detective Tufail.
So why that? What makes him?
I mean, it's just like when you start one way.
Nigga, I said, I used to smoke a lot of dust. I used to eat pig feet. I'm a vegan. I don't eat animals.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with animals at all.
You a complete vegan?
Of course not. I don't eat animals.
Right. I didn't say that. I said you're a complete vegan.
Saying, but I used to eat pig feet. Right? And I learned that pig feet, and it's like I used to drink a lot. I used to learn that I used to like to drink late at night. I learned morning meditation is better for me than late night drinking. It's better.
All late night drinking?
It's better. Period, nigga. And when you learn that, and you learn that the peace from morning meditation beats the shit out of late night, that's written in scripture, and you learn these things. All the stuff that I'm learning, I should have learned because it was in the books.
Right.
It's in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Yoga Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, all the scriptures. They all say the same things. And you know it's true, but until you really experience the other, you don't always act on it. Like you know that you're better off with clarity versus cloudiness. The greatest high is clarity. To be totally present is bliss. Makes you laugh, smile, giggle. It's almost like a better version of ecstasy. But you take the drugs until you make it cloudy, make the mind less noisy.
Okay.
I didn't even know that a noisy mind was the cause of suffering till I read it, and then it rang a bell because I know it in my heart.
Okay.
So, but then I knew that a quiet mind was the cause of bliss. This is yogic scripture, but it's also in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah. They taught you these things. So you learn it as you go. Some niggas wake up and walk in the fire. It's a little warm. Oh, shit. Another nigga like, it's warm. I'm fucking with it. And they didn't have to walk in the fire. So certain moments, you may walk in the fire. I'm going to go back to Sellouts, but it has everything to do with what you know. Forget what the preacher told you. Forget what the rabbi, the monk. What's your heart? What did you learn from your meditation? What is the sell out to you?
Well, some of these niggas don't know.
So I'm going to go back to Ice-T. Ice-T is official.
Okay.
Right
I believe that. And not taking anything away from Ice-T. I believe he's official.
I want you to know he's official in regard. Certainly that's not going to be an indictment of his integrity. Which you
absolutely not. But for the people that don't know, like this new rap out, Kodak Black, this motherfucker keeps going to jail. He got his mom in the courtroom, lawyers in the courtroom. He's on Atlantic reps in the courtroom, but he keeps fucking up. Like how do you get to like a new level of
consciousness? You learn through struggle. You keep fucking up, and it's called samskara. The yogis refer to the same cycle of the same negative behavior. You wake up every morning, oh, my fucking head is killing me, nigga. Yo, let's take another blast. And I mean, damn it, and then one day you fall asleep, you wake up and say, I feel good this morning. I didn't get high last night. Can you keep doing that? Because that's the best. It feels better. And after a while, you don't want to do the other thing, right?
Right.
So you evolve. But you evolve through that struggle, that experience. It teaches you that ain't right. Even though you was told in the first place this shit ain't right.
Right.
You have the experience.
But for the people who aren't on that track yet, right?
You learn. Like, you get your ass whipped again and again. You learn.
But when you fresh in this game, you got these new artists, all these Uzi Verse and Lil Yachty's and all. I mean, you remember when you were running Def Jam, how hard is it to like break them away for their squad? It's difficult to do that. So how do you navigate through this business, still maintain navigate
country motherfucker? Say navigate.
Navigate.
Say it again.
Navigate. You from Hollis, Queen. Y'all ain't have front yards. You can't call me country. At least we had backyards and front yards, fam.
I had a front yard in Hollis, Queens.
Y'all ain't had no backyard.
No, but
y'all ain't had no backyard. Y'all couldn't play catch.
Not in the backyard.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I don't give a fuck what you had in your backyard. You still can't speak English. Go ahead, let's go.
So how do you like what makes someone a star? Is it? I mean, speaking from your time at Def Jam over hip hop, seeing all
honesty and integrity is key. For a lasting, stable career. I mean, you can always maybe be lucky and make something that seems inspired, but when people see through it or it doesn't feel authentic, people buy authentic shit and don't know what it is in the first place. They just know it feels authentic. And sometimes if they don't know what it feels like that's authentic, then they'll buy stuff that's not as authentic, and then eventually they'll smell it. It don't smell right.
What do you think
it don't work?
Measures like the success of somebody in the hip hop world now?
Well, talent is first, right?
Yeah.
You got to be talented and innovative, and you got to have a bright voice. I don't mean the way your voice sounds, but say something fresh and inspired. And then on top of that, you got to have resilience, hard work, dedication. That focus is key, and you got to have faith. So it takes a minute; it doesn't happen overnight. So if you have hard work, determination, focus, faith, and talent, you can't escape.
Do you think
success.
Social media has blurred that with the the sense of like followers and all that kind of stuff? Because
no, I think that you get to see more intimate details of the fake.
Nice.
And of the real.
Of the fake and the okay.
I like how chill you are right now, but I feel like people don't know the Russell that I know in his office right here, the one that
I'm not chill.
I mean, you be chill at moments, but you'll come in. Like Russell just got here, guys, and I was like, "Yo, Russ, I need you upstairs." He's like, "Well, for what, motherfucker?" Like that's like I'm pulling that out. I'm fuck that, Russ. Give me that real Russ, man. Give me that Russ. I told Russell I first met him. I have the picture in my phone.
I call you? I said first thing I call you is bitch ass nigga, right? First day of my mouth, right?
Yeah.
So I mean. But I never said a hurtful word to you, and you know me, right?
I told him I was wanting to move out to LA. I was on tour with Truth, and we were doing a Tony Hawk skate jam in the Hamptons. We were in the Hamptons, and you were there, and we were doing a stand up for skate parks event. And I was like, "Yo, I want to move to LA. I'm kind of nervous." He's like, "Fuck you, what you nervous about?" I was like, getting a job and making sure I got food to eat. He looked at me. He was like, "Nigga, you could miss a couple meals." Flat face. Didn't even know my name yet. This is how it came. So I'm going to pull that Russell in this interview because that's the Russell y'all need to see.
But I always tell everybody that because, they can't give you nothing but a comfortable seat. All this stuff that they promise you, all this payment that you are looking for and all this work that you do to get this stuff is in vain. You have to operate from the prayer is the work because you can only sit your ass in one seat at a time. I give a fuck how rich you are.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to be comfortable in your seat. And if you can
you
operate.
Can buy a lot of seats, though.
But they're empty. They make you sick. Empty
but
seats make you
house,
sick.
Man. You got a lot of seats in your house, cuz.
My house not that big at all.
I mean,
considering, I compare it to people who have my resources. My house is tiny.
Well, I think that also deals like.
And the only time I notice it's tiny is when I have a fundraiser for other people, and I can't fit all niggas that want to give me money for charity at my house.
But the fact that you can have fundraisers at your house speaks to another level of success.
The fact that I got to move the fundraiser to Kamora's house next year speaks to her success, or it speaks to the fact that my house is not that big.
I think what he's saying is what matters is the substance more, like having.
Let her talk. She's smarter than you, nigga. I'm fucking with you for the rest of the interview.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me? Because this nigga.
Yes. So I know you have young daughters. So what are some things that they do that drive you nuts?
Well, when they were kids, I made them meditate every morning and take them to school.
That would drive me fucking crazy.
That would drive you crazy?
Yeah, in the car. Yeah,
but it's in the morning. You
sometimes
just woke
in the car,
up,
mostly not. But we would sometimes meditate in the car. It's true. Doesn't matter.
I tried to meditate.
Fuck you. She did at 9 and at 8 and at 12. But they were 9 until about 13. They meditate every morning. Then they just stop. And also, I was kind of restrictive on their diet a little bit. And now they eat junk. I think they'll come around because that's what happens. Young people have this inspiration and instruction, teaching. Then they rebel, and they come back.
Yeah.
Everybody benefits from meditation. There's no escape. There's no person who won't benefit. There's no person who won't benefit from getting rid of animal product out of his diet. No person.
Yeah.
Everyone will benefit.
Yeah.
So when the kids get older, they'll go back to what is good for them.
It's true. I tell my friends this all the time. They love McDonald's. They love fast food. And I'm like, I feel it physically. As soon as I eat it, it's disgusting.
That shit be hella delicious, though.
But it's fun and we're young. And it's.
You miss McDonald's fries. I don't want to hear that shit. You can't tell me you don't miss.
Cancer
sticks? I'm talking to him. You miss McDonald's fries a little bit.
Can I tell you something? Not even a little tiny bit.
America's fries? You don't
Not
miss
even
America's
a whiff.
Fries? You know what? That's what they tell you, that your culture was pig feet and chitlins and collard greens and with ham in it. I tell you, that's your culture.
Uh-huh.
Your culture that you made pig's guts taste good, nigga.
That's skill.
Your culture that you're genius enough that you can make pig feet taste good.
That's a skill. That's like Pharrell making.
That's not your culture.
Dope tracks with his mouth. Pause.
That's when you had no choice.
That's true. That's facts. But when you're back against the wall,
but the slaves came here. You know what they were? They were vegan, and then some of them went on food. The slaves were vegan when they got here. Even the Irish, they corned beef and cabbage. It's a made up shit. It was cabbage. They wrote back. They're giving us beef with the cabbage. They wrote it back to Ireland, and all of these cultures that came to America. It's in the last 50 years that we started to really destroy the planet by manufacturing all these animals.
Listen, real quick. I want to jump back to hip hop.
That's why all you niggas is overweight.
It's so. Man, I ain't that overweight, fam.
He didn't say you.
Nah, he said you niggas. He was talking to me, and then he looked at you. He gave me a side eye. Listen, when you were at Def Jam, because this is shit. I don't really get to sit down and talk with you like this.
That's the pig feet. That's the
when,
McDonald's fry.
Get your hands off of me. Get your hand off my pocket,
McDonald's
nigga. What's somebody when you first?
A lot of my friends got ass cancer from eating that shit right now. I'm older, right? My friends is twisted. I mean, really bad from eating animal products.
Listen,
at my age, I'm 60. I'm 60.
I know, but you can also like cross your legs like in places in ways that like a 6-year-old probably shouldn't do. That's weird shit.
That's yoga.
Listen, nah, man, that's weird. I've done a yoga class with Russ. It's weird. I don't like to see him bending like that. Listen, when you at Def Jam,
I don't like to see you bent over like that.
Hey man, then get in front of me, fam. When you at Def Jam, who was somebody that came in the office you instantly knew was a star, and who was somebody that you didn't think?
Niggas talking shit, back the fuck up.
Oh, X?
When he said, nigga talking shit, back the truck up. I was like, damn, this nigga, who the fuck? Let me see you, nigga. Come on in his office. Earl Simmons, that motherfucker.
Really?
Man, I met him.
Talk about Earl, man.
Earl's the shit. He's one of the most talented people I ever met. Well, who else? A lot of people walked in office were very talented instantly. Damon Dash, Big Mouth Damon.
You knew instantly?
Instantly, smart. Irv Gotti, another talented person.
I've heard crazy stories about Irv. Like some crazy stories about Irv, like just being like, he almost being equivalent to like Jay Prince. Like it's one of those people you don't want on your bad side.
Well, no, I never noticed that about Irv. Irv was a good dude the whole time I worked with him. I never seen him not do nothing or say nothing that was.
Now you're not gonna do that in front of the boss.
Huh?
Huh?
I don't know, Irv. I don't know. I mean, there were some people I grew up with that hung with him towards the end. That was a little older, like Supreme and all of them. They were scary, but Irv himself was a good dude.
Okay. What about somebody
Supreme's a good dude, though. That was my man. But you know, he's not a person you want to get on the bad side.
Somebody who came into the office that you didn't think, and they surprised you with their longevity or their success in their career.
Every year, Montel Jordan, we think, oh, he had a hit. Okay, good. And then the nigga would have another hit. It's like, fuck, he had another hit. The album would come out. Like, first single would be a hit. The second single, something for the honeys or something, would be all right, but not a hit. Then the third single would be a flop. The next album come out. First single be a hit. Mm-hmm. Second single, but every time you got to give him another album. He had a gold album, so you have to give him another recording. So record a whole new album. And every time he come out with that first hit. Every time, like 4 albums in a row.
Damn.
I can't remember the other songs.
I can't remember anything
they
other
were hits.
than
they were
this
hits.
is how we do it.
And he wrote some shit, too. He wrote that Moke and Steph, He's Mine.
Oh, really?
He wrote that. Montel was talented. And every time he had to reprove it, because, he wasn't, he was real tall, like a basketball player.
He was. Motherfucker hella tall. And now he's a pastor.
Is he a pastor?
He's a pastor and shit.
I believe that.
What about, who was maybe one of your favorite artists outside of Earl Simmons?
It was Boss, was great. The girl, female rapper, her?
Yeah, she was from down south. She used to wear the glasses and the jacket. She looked like a hip hop Aaliyah, for those that don't know.
Right. So Boss was hot, and then there was so many talented people. I can't pick. Public Enemy is my favorite group.
Favorite group of all time?
Favorite.
More than Run DMC?
Different, but yeah, probably.
Damn.
I had more fun with Run DMC. I made the record. I produced the record,
And you also got a lifetime supply of Adidas.
Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah.
I'm a size 11 for my birthday or something, just if you want to throw that out there. You keep a pair on.
Wow.
If I keep this, I won't wear these. I'll frame these, and I want you to sign the soul. I ain't going to take them because this is the only pair that you got in the office right now.
But you can get a pair. I got many pairs of shell toes.
What was your relationship like with Jay-Z before he became the mogul and successful entrepreneur that he is now?
I always liked Jay, still like Jay. The same hadn't changed. I see it less now. Mm-hmm. I saw him at a charity event that his stepmother gave the other day. Mm-hmm. He's across the room. He like, you know what I mean? That's it, right? But we're good. I didn't go across the room. He didn't, but he's cool with me, and he's been cool. But I'm cool with everybody. I don't have nobody. I ain't got no problems.
Okay, that's good, man.
I don't create problems.
Can I ask you a question about Tribe Called Quest's new album?
Yeah.
What did you think? Because I love Tribe, and a lot of people thought it was, a little too modern, I guess, or whatever.
I don't know if it was modern. It sounded like Tribe to me.
That's what I thought,
If Tribe kept evolving and made a bunch of albums, this is how the albums sound. It sounded like they're right on time.
I agree. So you liked it?
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. That's my nigga. Q-Tip is my man.
I
like
know.
that. Yeah, like my son or something.
How do you stay in like the hip hop vein right now? Do you know like all the newer cats that are coming?
I don't know
right
everything new. I know a lot of new shit, not that much.
What have you heard recently that you like? Oh, I kind of fuck with that a little bit.
Fucks with Kendrick. I can't
fuck with Kendrick.
Yes.
Can't help it.
That motherfucker's nice.
Be humble.
That shit.
I just want to say it to everybody, bitch, sit down.
Hey,
Be humble.
Woo. Be humble.
Right. What else?
What else? Any other artists that you fucking with right now?
Well, I mean,
I
like that little super duper Kyle dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm making a movie with him
Kyle.
right now.
You
Oh,
are?
really?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna make.
I think Kyle is
We're making the movie. I think he's gonna take time and be in it.
He's the first rapper that I can remember that's gaining the type of the success that he has with a lisp. Because you don't hear that a lot in hip hop. You don't get that a lot. You just don't get
People what?
People want to talk to you, Russ.
Producer? How you like that title? Producer versus intern. Come here, intern. Come here, my little intern. My little yogi intern. Come here. Be on the camera.
He wants you. So people, because we got people tuning in right now.
Come on, get on the camera. This was an intern. Now she's a boss. Now we working for her.
Yeah.
Word up. Look at that motherfucker, yo.
A lot of people are saying what's up to you, man. You got Marcus McCall, Eric I.M. Washington, Terry Mender, Afi Ali. They asking about your favorite artists and all the stuff that we basically asked you right now. Cool G Rap had a list. I don't know. Did Cool G Rap?
I love it. Somebody was
Eric I.M. Washington said Cool G Rap had a list. Did he have a list?
Right. I don't remember, but I know he was the shit.
Oh, yeah?
Nigga, did he say he wiped? Was that him or AMG said wipe his dick off on your curtain? Right after he fucked, right?
I don't know that one. I missed that track.
Right?
Man.
Cool G? Yeah, see, I like this nigga here. What's your name?
That's Slink Son.
Oh, Slink Son.
You know that.
I know that. I know I met him like 8 times. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
took drugs. Thank you for saying that, though. As a child. I've been sober for a long time.
All right, so jumping
really,
back
thank you for knowing that. That's history, and you only how old? He's 21. Man knows hip-hop history.
he's good. He has a good ear for it. We talk music all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good
What you gonna be when you grow up, nigga? Okay.
Yeah,
Director. All right.
He don't mind
I like
being
your daddy a
behind
lot. He's the coolest nigga in the office. Cooler than this motherfucker, that's for sure.
Come on. Slink is cool. I'll never take that away from him. Slink is one of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever met.
Right.
Next to you.
Tokia asked, who do you think is the biggest disappointment in rap right now?
Disappointment in rap.
Disappointment.
I don't know. I don't know. That's not for me to say.
Okay.
I think you could say it though, and not in the sense of starting some shit, but just in the sense of your level of
I don't
success
think so. No,
and the things that you've done. You can call it and be like, "Yo, he shouldn't have did this. He should have did this."
Well,
and that's not
I think I
saying
could call him and
down.
say you should have did this. You know what I mean? If it's
Yeah.
something I felt like, I would just tell him personally.
Okay.
Not something I would put somebody on blast.
On blast.
For.
as
But
a
give me another
disappointment.
question that's reasonable. I can answer.
Okay. Let's say
Can you read? Just read the motherfucker. Read the question.
I'm not finna just read the questions off there like that, man. That's boring. I got to put it in a place that you'll respect it and you'll like it,
For a
man.
new artist,
Thank
just
you.
up and coming,
No reason
would you guide them to do, what would you recommend? Like independent versus a major label?
Well, it depends on the artist's willingness to do the work themselves. A lot of artists just want to make music, and then a label could be helpful. A lot of artists enjoy the whole process. They got to be famous or some success before they were signed in almost every case.
Yeah.
So some people really built their career by doing a lot of the work on the ground and like the process and want to own it and want to control it. And it
Yeah.
depends on the individual's profile. Like I can't just say it
Yeah.
till I meet the artist, listen to what they are capable of doing and what they need help with.
But with independent, like you said, you get to be very hands-on, and you get to keep a lot more of your money, especially the touring and sales and things of that nature. And the big record industries, they give you some bread, you get better marketing, you get better placement. However, now with the 360 deals, they get a piece of everything. What do you think about that?
Well, I feel
Did
that
you
a
get
record
a
company
piece
should
of everything that LL did?
a music company should have expertise and resources in the other 359 degrees of some venture. You don't just get a piece of 1% and then want a piece of all the rest. So I think they have to be skilled. They have to be entrepreneurial. They have to be able to help guide the artist through the various different potential that they have. You got to really be able to help them. You don't make sneakers. Why you get a piece of my sneakers? Can you make them? Can you distribute them? If you don't, so I think it's best to take a piece of what you're doing to work for, as opposed to just whatever fringe comes out of an artist, you get a piece of them. That's my opinion.
Now with streaming and iTunes and all that type of stuff, like should the record label be worried right now? I mean, last year, honestly, they had one of the best years that they had in a very long time.
No, I think it's turned around. I think they just have to straighten out their YouTube problem, and they've already negotiated better terms with Spotify. I think they're probably in a space where and iTunes could pay them more money, I guess, per song. I don't know, but other than that, I think that they're growing nicely again. They're back on track, so they can stay out of everybody else's business maybe because now they have, or they can have learned a lesson and say we should be part of these businesses and they should be more entrepreneurial.
Okay, more entrepreneurial sounds like that's just more hands in the artist's pockets.
No, I mean ways to exploit the artist's celebrity and career are what you call the right company for. They exploit you. They take your talent and get it as much out and as much to the market and as profitable off whatever it is you're selling as possible. So if you have resources in a certain space, then you're capable of fully exploiting an artist's talent. But if you're not capable, again, if you don't make sneakers, don't take a piece of my sneakers.
All right.
Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds
I think it's
good.
uncomfortable because the minute the person becomes, is not making music that sells and they end up paying the right company on only, it's uncomfortable. You make a deal with somebody who's good at whatever it is that you made a deal with them at. And I think that's probably the best way for an artist to look at every deal. Like, who's going to help me with whatever my aspirations are.
I feel like on Belly, and Charlamagne kind of make sense of this in his book. He says he referenced a part from Belly when DMX said, just put the bag in the weed, my nigga. Like, because he was talking about these two young guys who were thinking about all the shit that they was gonna get when they got all the money and they was gonna get on cars and gonna start selling big weight, and people don't focus on the task at hand. And I feel like when artists are new and they just start wanting to get in the
So
shoes.
you went to the scene about. So you went to where?
I went to Belly about the scene about nigga just put the weed in the bag when DMX said that to the young boys because focus on the thing at hand. If you just a new artist, you just starting off like somebody like a Lil Yachty, new rapper, red braids in his hair. Nothing wrong. He makes a lot of fun music, but Nautica made him like
he is the creative director of Nautica,
which is a bullshit title to me.
How?
Your
That's
album
a
ain't even out.
smart business move.
Listen,
that
I
is a
get
smart
that.
business move.
You gotta strike
He
while the
needs
iron is hot.
longevity in his career because he know. Do you think he
What
doesn't
the
know?
fuck does he know about creative directing and the marketing? And
Obviously
and the clothing?
something
How do you know?
because Nautica.
Because he's not even 21.
So what does age have to do with
what-
creativity?
What have you done? What was he doing before this? Was he making clothes before this? Was he making T-shirts and selling? Because if that was the case, then
He
kudos,
has his
that's
own-
great. But
but
if
he-
you weren't, focus on your longevity. Focus on your music career. Because at the end of the day, when they figure out that you don't know what the fuck you doing at Nautica,
He
and they
sound like this nigga's full of judgment. You know what's that? And
no,
anger,
no,
jealousy,
it's not
anger.
jealousy.
He doesn't want to put all
Bitch-like
his
behavior.
eggs in one basket.
Bitch-like
It's
behavior.
smart.
Focus on your craft.
Bitch-
Smart.
Bitch-like behavior.
You gotta think longevity, and that's
You know what I
what he's
mean? Like,
doing.
you know what I mean by that? Like, bitch-like behavior is a certain bitchness. Bitch-like
Focus on the craft. When they figure out you bullshitting,
Why are you
and-
judging
and
that man?
Target-
Leave that
and
man alone.
Target-
You don't know
Target
what he
like,
can or
all right,
can't
He was hot
do.
last year, but we ain't fucking with him now. And then you ain't got another album to put out because your album sales
This
are
is
starting to
dragging
decrease.
your ass down.
What you gonna do?
Keeping you from growing.
What you gonna
Stop.
do?
It's keeping you from growing.
What you gonna do, Russ? When should they? When should they?
What? What the fuck? Tell me. Come here, producer. Come here. Come here.
She was saying give context. So
Context.
when a rapper focuses on other
Come here.
endeavors,
Show me that sign. Are you trying to keep us on subject?
yeah,
Good girl.
because we know you got that phone call at one. When a rapper focuses on other things other than music,
Lots of
and he's
niggas
new,
looking for me right
and
now.
he's new, don't you think that takes away from the craft? He's not focusing on the music as
24
much.
hours. How long do you think he's writing songs? 23 of them? Does he have an hour?
Well, I mean, doesn't he have to do a follow-up project? Shouldn't he be on tour?
He is.
Why are you about where the fuck he should be, nigga?
Because I like good music, and I want the music to keep coming. And if you got your hand in too many fucking pots, you ain't worried about the
You might
music.
look over the Nautica collection and give him some real good advice. Like, this is what this shit in the hood is not gonna fly, and this is cool, and this you might not believe it, but this old really yacht Nautica shit here might work really well with this audience, and you know what I mean? His insight might be valuable to them. Mm-hmm. They cornballs. He might be cool to them, right?
He's right. Yeah.
All right.
He
It
would tell
is. The
you-
kids are buying it
Like, he
up.
wouldn't put that hat in the collection.
Well, this one right here?
No.
No, he probably he can't get this hat. This is exclusive. He can't find this at no stores.
Is he looking for it?
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. You know what I mean? This player shit. He like cornball shit.
You see the way he did that?
I got an answer for everything just like you do, Playboy. Bam, bam.
New question. Do you think that it's better that hip hop is now so mainstream? That hip hop, the music, the culture, everything that comes with it? Because it used to be like, it's like an exclusive little
everything
group,
we suffer, everything that we see, everything we exude and live, put into the mainstream is good. Your kids in Beverly Hills listen to the shit that Molly and Percocet, whatever it is that we're struggling with, you're struggling with it too. And whatever our struggles are, you're learning about them at least. Whether it be political or social or anything else. So it kind of gets people who were voiceless right into the mainstream to share, their experiences, and that's important.
When is it good for sharing exposure, and when is it just culture vulturing?
and watered down. Yeah.
What?
Like, when do you think it's good because it's educating people, but when do you think it's also...
I don't mean whether it's fuck the police or if it's Jesus walks, it's the honest expression, and you want it out.
Mm-hmm. But when is it just somebody culture like
Well,
Urban
Urban
Outfitter is one of the biggest culture vultures in my opinion.
True.
They take shit from
Judge
other.
every company.
Yo, I just got an
it's-
opinion. What's wrong? You got an opinion. I can have an opinion,
Okay,
Russ.
go ahead,
You
please.
need to break out in some stretches real quick before you
Okay.
answer this question. So you got companies like Urban Outfitters that I feel is a huge culture vulture, right? They not doing nothing back for the community. They just making money off of our shit.
Tried to come for Ice-T, I remember that.
Huh? I didn't come for iced tea. I asked you a question about iced tea.
They make you what you won't make for yourself.
What's that?
You think there's something that they're doing creatively that you think is for our community, and they're filling a space by selling us stuff that we make, that we should make, then we should make it ourselves. Maybe you know how to make it better than them. Or maybe you're like, that's kind of like what niggas is doing, but it ain't quite right. Let me do it. You know, because it's your culture, right?
That's
So
true.
then that's what you got to do. You got to do it yourself. You can't fault them for doing it.
You can't fault them. I mean, I guess, but at the same time, you still can be aware of it. Like the CEO,
Why you be a hater if you didn't make it?
I'm not being a hater. I'm like, you still should call it out. If you see something fucked up going on and you don't say something, don't that make you fucked up?
Why is it fucked up that they made clothes that you wanted to buy?
It's not. First of all, I don't want to buy it. Second of all, them putting a picture of Biggie or Tupac on the shirt when the owner doesn't.
For that shit.
And the owner doesn't even like support
the
or
artist,
acknowledge
no
gay
music.
relationships or gay marriages. Like, I think that's fucked up.
Gay? What did gay have to do with that?
I'm just saying, how can you embrace and make money off of one culture and not embrace or turn down and turn your nose up at another culture?
Well, we all want to be as judgment-free as possible.
Do we?
Well, I don't have a judgment. It doesn't help me. Carrying the weight of judgment doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help. I mean, you may have discernment is a different word, and you may just do the work, do what's elevating and good, and leave the other stuff to the people who want to suffer. That's not your job. You don't have to deliver karma, nothing.
Well, I can't do that.
You don't have to deliver karma.
I don't want to.
Do that.
I do want to speak on it though. I mean, these are the conversations that we have in the barbershops. You know, these are the conversations that we have at the car wash and when you're around the homies. It's like you see the shit going on, and you're not to say
shit. Though you think it's right because everybody, people eat steak. Think that's right?
To each his own.
20 billion animals made to be born into suffering, destroying the planet at a tremendous rate. The number one cause of global warming. All the water, all the grain, all the oil, all the rainforest, all that destroyed so you can have a cow, so you can get cancer and be sick. Does that make sense? Because everybody's doing it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I don't need
So,
beef.
well, I'm just giving you an example. One example. So there's many examples. The collective does a lot of things. Doesn't mean you have to join in. Are you a sheep?
No.
All right. I'm telling you, for your own happiness, it's best not to carry a lot of judgment. Fuck what y'all doing in the barbershop. I'm just telling you, try to refrain from that so you can get yourself out of the suffering.
But
Well,
I do think there's a
go ahead.
difference between judgment, because I get what you're saying. You were judging Yachty.
I judge.
But I also do think it's important to speak out when people are exploiting or taking or, making a huge profit off of things that black artists and just, passionate artists are creating and making and may not be making as much revenue or might be as successful as, these big companies.
I get that.
Yeah, and that's
So
all I'm
people
doing.
should
I
speak
just
out.
do mine's a little more.
You just
rambunctious.
do yours. Yeah,
I do mine's like I'm really from Hollis, Queens. You feel me?
You do it like an old head.
You know what I mean? I do mine's like I'm really from Hollis. Like I really rap Queens.
But you had a front and backyard.
You damn
Let's
right.
go.
That's why I'm not really from Hollis, Queens. All right. Last couple questions. Was there anybody that made it? Well, you probably won't even answer that. I was gonna say somebody that made it that you felt they didn't have the talent, but they had a look.
See, you mistaken me. Think I'm gonna answer that? I don't give a fuck.
Oh, well, answer that shit
I
then.
don't really. I don't answer that. I don't.
That's why I said I didn't think you were gonna ask it.
Okay,
Answer
good.
it.
Good man. So you shouldn't have wrote it down. What's next?
Hey man, I don't like your attitude. You real hostile right now. When you talking about my attitude, you hella hostile right now.
I like fucking with you. That's all.
My dog. Russell's one of the first famous people to put me on the snap, man. First of all, he didn't think I was that funny. We were in the old office, and he was talking about new comics, and like new comics don't work hard. And I was like, I work my ass off. He was like, you think you funnier than Corey Holcomb? I was like, nigga, I never said that. I just said I work. And he was like, whatever, motherfucker. And then he saw me. He was like, yo, this motherfucker funny. I didn't forget.
You said something like that.
Something like that did happen. What else?
When was the last time? All right, so this is a question because we got to get ready to close out. So this one is ain't got shit to do with nothing, but I think the streets just want to know. When's the last time you fucked a black girl?
I hate to say it. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Last night.
Shut the fuck. I'm talking full on black, Russ. Not mixed with nothing. I'm talking like
black like this, pretty black.
No.
Like, you seen her, right? Pretty black. You didn't go to yoga, see? Pretty black. This color.
like that.
That color, beautiful.
Because the rumor is you don't fuck with the black
stupid.
girls.
You know, they say that. That's what's funny. They say that because they can see you with 8 black girls, and then they don't see him. And then they see, he got a new Becky. Fuck them. You know, I don't really be judging like that because I just, I live in a world where people come from different colors, and I do me. I don't really have a judgment. I don't have a particular kind of girl at all.
Okay.
At all.
That's what's up.
Right. So I don't know if if you could check my record, Indians and Asians and blacks and Swedish and Swiss.
I've seen you at shows. I know how you get down.
Right. So, but I don't. But the point is, it doesn't really matter. It does matter some, and there's some cultural barriers and differences, and they're sometimes interesting and fun too. People who have different stuff to say that you'd be surprised. Like, why'd you say that? Because in my country, so really, especially this African girl, everything out of her mouth. Like, what? Like. But anyway, what are you talking about? Why you asked that question? That's the question you asked me?
Yeah, that was one of the questions. And then I was going to follow up with, what's the most you've ever...
What time you fucked a black girl?
Oh, man, last night.
All right.
Real black one, too. She know how to roll her own joints. What's the most you ever tricked off on a chick?
Everybody can roll a joint these days, kid.
Nah, man. Not without a joint roller.
Joint roller.
The joint roller.
Oh, go ahead. Now, what's the next real question?
All right, this is also a real one, just in the same vein.
I'm sorry, I answered
want to
the
know
last
about
question.
money. No, it's fine.
It's fine for you, nigga. I'm sorry I answered it. But
No, it's too late. It's too late. Okay. With Doughboy, we all know Doughboy. We all know his crazy exploits that he's done. What's the most you've ever spent on a chick, excluding your ex-wife, on a good night?
Not that much.
I don't believe that,
Not
Russ.
that much.
I don't
really.
Nah, fuck that. When you got big money, you can trick off.
No.
Because see, not that much to me.
It's uncomfortable for me. I don't do it like that. I'm not that nigga. I don't.
Not that much to me is like $60. All right, that's not that much.
Spend more than $60.
But not that much to you might be like $15,000 on
what?
On what?
On one chick. Like let's say
what
one
would
night, like one
what would I
extravagant
buy?
ass night.
What the fuck you think
I don't know what rich people eat, Russ.
I'm not rich people like that. I'm not frivolous. I don't waste money like that.
So
I definitely don't waste money on girls. I might as well be buying pussy, for God's sake. I don't do that. So I'm not doing that. I don't do none of that.
You still ain't saying no number though.
Not a lot.
Give me a number, Russ.
Well, I can't give you a number. It's not a lot.
Over $1,000 one night?
If I want a nice dress because I'm going somewhere and she don't have one and there's no stylist to give her a free one, because that's always what happens. When I go out, the stylist comes over and give her a free dress because it'll be photographed.
Okay.
And she has to return that dress.
But if there's no
Lots of times the
stylist
shoes got to
around,
be returned too. What all that?
if there's no stylist around, then
I'll buy a dress that makes me look good.
Okay. All right. I respect that. That's player shit.
Oh.
That's player shit. I did that.
And she gets to keep it.
She gets to keep it.
That's
You're a nice guy.
I'm generous like that.
But when the stylist is there, you got to give it back.
All right. Well, listen, man. We're gonna let you get up out of here, man, because I know you got somewhere to be.
I think this is the silliest interview. I mean, I've done interviews. I was on TV this morning. I've been doing interviews all the time on a regular basis. This is the least productive time I've spent.
Well, I don't
remember being less productive.
Let me tell you
and talking about more dumb shit.
We had a more structured show, but Russ came when he wanted to.
Look at the kind of questions
we had to.
You asked some good questions. Thank you. It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
It's my job to rile you up. I was trying to bring the old Russ out. You know what I mean? I was trying to bring Hollis Queens Russ out. Russ that was on the corner making shit happen.
Like you said,
you know what I'm saying? Going to nightclubs.
Mature. People change.
Yeah, nigga.
Man, fuck that. That Russ still there, man. If you get the right cook, the right chicken in front of him, that Russ will come out real quick, though.
That's not going to happen. All right, well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, my prediction of the week. Wale's album will flop, and he'll be back in D.C. cooking chicken and handing out 3 pieces with Mambo South.
Why did you say it? Why you passing out such bad information?
First of all, Russ, see.
Why you gonna judge?
If you knew what was going on the channel, you would know the prediction is just an outlandish prediction. All right, the most far-fetched thing that I could come up with.
I don't be listening to your shit, so.
You know what? Cut the cameras off so I can shake Russ real quick. This has been another episode of Not Up for Debate,
nigga,
man. We appreciate y'all tuning
ever
up.
try to shake me, nigga. I ain't that old.
My name is Tahir Moore, my co-host.
Zoli G.
And we're going to give a big shout out to Mr. Russell Simmons for taking time out of his schedule to hang with us, talk good shit, drop some jewels, and let us know what he tricked off on. We appreciate it, man. Look at that smile.
He must be a
Thank
tremendous
you.
chick. The piece of his income that goes out, it's got to be a high number because he's obsessed with it.
I'm not. I'm just obsessed with knowing the shit that people don't know, man. I wanted to get to know the real Russ. That's all.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We'll see you next week on Not Up for Debate. Holla.